Listen, these niggas' lives be whack as fuck. I be paying attention to this shit now. Because most of y'all don't live in the frequency that money doesn't matter to you. In the sense that you still live in survival mode. You still live in, you only move out of avoiding the pains of not having the immediate needs. You've never evolved into the space of having the liberty of not needing to work for money because you have money for days, money for years, money for time periods that are more than month to month and check to check. Listen, a lot of you are so low frequency and you don't realize how low frequency you really are. And it blows mine because just to think that there are individuals walking around on this earth who don't have the capacity, who are so self-centered that they don't realize that other people are doing surpassingly more well than they are. And they're so incapable of transcending their own limited self-perception, even questionable if they're even perceiving themselves as a distinct and separate individual entity in the universe in relation to an objective universe which is outside and apart from them. For example, an individual is talking to me, they're like, well, I live in Miami and inflation and I got 2 jobs and I'm poor. I'm like, yo, bro, you live in Miami. You don't see motherfuckers balling in your face, got cars and whips by the multiple cars and multiple whips that are individually 10 times to 50 times the amount of your annual salary. And it didn't click to you that you got a fucked up perception and you got a fucked up reality, a fucked up conception of self. So then, I say all this to say, we got to transcend all these loser-ass niggas because, like, yo, honestly, it's about social mobility. It's about upward mobility, which is the American potential, the American dream, as they say. The American dream isn't you come over here and it's streets paved of literal gold and you just fucking pick diamonds off of trees and shit. Nah. It's the individual opportunity of upward mobility. And whether or not you want to acknowledge it or not, the United States of America is a meritocracy. It's based on individual merit. Now, there are systemic, quote unquote, institutional constructs which add some dynamics to the game. But most people will use those as excuses. Most people will use those as reasons to mask their inadequacy. For example, I'm quote unquote black. It ain't easy. Everywhere I go in this world, motherfuckers is sussed out. And it's really they susness because they've been taught to perceive me as something that's a sus thing, so they project their fears onto me. But I'm at a point where, like, yo, listen, I'm reading their levels of low levelness. I'm not going to take on your anxiety. Your perception of me is a reflection of your perception of yourself. Everything you're afraid that I might do to you is a reflection of the things you think possible for you to do if you were me. So I'm way beyond that shit. But so many people that are quote unquote black, yeah. Economically, bottom of the barrel, socially, most probably dysfunctional as a byproduct of a whole bunch of shit. I don't give a fuck though. You motherfuckers have been waiting on a bus that has never arrived, that has never come to pass. You've been waiting on the check. I don't want no handouts. I don't give a fuck. It's even better that I'm... Why? It builds more character. You want more challenges and adversities and quote-unquote obstacles to deal with. All you bitch-ass niggas, literally bitch-ass niggas, is always complaining about some shit. But back to the point. It's a meritocracy. So no matter if you were born with all of the supplies in the world or you were born with no supplies at all, and people deliberately try to withhold supplies from you. You can still make it in America if you wake the fuck up. But that means you have to become a person of value. So most people aren't willing to be and do. Everybody wants the better things in life. Very few people are willing to understand that there's nothing you could give a real nigga. A real person is beyond needing anything. You can't give me food. You can't give me sex. You can't give me anything on this planet that's going to give me more joy and fulfillment than contributing to others and providing to others and creating for others. I don't feel anything when I'm sitting in a skybox apartment or in some other country at some table eating a steak by myself. Sure, it gets me to reflect on the days where I didn't have shit. But most of y'all stop there. It sucks to be a lot of you. Because most of you only live, honestly, to satisfy basic vestigial pleasures and basic vestigial compulsions. The highest level of problem that most of you ever solve in a day is how to make sure you're not cold and wet by the end of the day, cold, wet, and hungry, and maybe have some type of orgasm. You're an animal. Really. Honestly. All of these individuals who solely only work out, bro, the best you can do every 24 hours is accomplish to be equivalent in nothing more than a primate? The fuck is that? Right. Whatever you are, your world is yours. When I say it sucks to be so many people, as I said at the beginning of this message, you haven't gotten to that space. Many of you haven't gotten to that space where you realize money really doesn't matter, because once you have a certain amount of money, quality of life doesn't change. Once you hit a certain degree of income, money doesn't impact quality of life because you have everything you actually need. So then you're here like, okay, there's a whole stratosphere of people, because I came from the bottom. I came from the underclass. That's an actual thing. A low socioeconomic class, motherfucking, I'm fucking pissed off that people are still there, but I had to get myself out of that. I don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna live in poverty. I just don't believe that for myself. Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck your family. Fuck everybody who chooses to stay in wherever the fuck they at. Fuck them. Fuck their feelings. Fuck all of them. Level your life up. But I came from the bottom economically, spawned into this reality, incarnated in this reality without, and I became a person who earned. People talk about making money. I earned it. Earned everything. Earned myself first and foremost. Attained control and possession over myself. Self-mastery first and foremost. Then you get to the point from not having to having. So I know about the people who live in a world where there's scarcity and lack, and there's never any money, or money is something that's always looming on their consciousness. They've never broken that threshold. They only move for money. They say money's not important, but the only reason they move is because they have to get money to protect themselves from being cold, wet, and hungry. And everybody's not even working for that. Some people are so heavily dependent on government assistance, and so many people are still trying to get it out of other people and make other people respond. That's why I don't give no handouts, bro. I don't get no handouts. My money is mine. I got a big ass family. Nigga, if you ain't gonna go get your own shit, I'm telling everybody in my family from jump. My money is my money. You better figure your shit the fuck out. Yeah, consider the vibrations raised, but as I'm saying, you get to that point where money don't matter, right? Because you have it in such surplus that you're no longer operating on moving because you need to meet basic needs. You get to the point where it's whack to be a lot of y'all, right? So what does that mean? It's whack to be you. I walk around the gym. I walk around the earth. And now that the playing field is level, or at least I've afforded a level of perception that even if I never had money again, I have this mental evolution which can never be regressed upon, right? That's what you really want. You want the mental evolution to be able to have the mindset. So now that I've afforded this level of attainment mentally and spiritually in my consciousness, this evolution of my consciousness, even if I had $0 today, I still know that they want to control most people with the idea of money. But once you get, like I said, a certain amount of money, that could be $75,000 to $100,000, bro. $75,000 to $100,000. That's where life starts to get very even for a lot of people. Everything else is extra. I realize how much it sucks to be people, bro. So, how great of an experience is it to be you? Sober, fit, enlightened. I started with that. I lead with that. Had an end with that. I started and I lead with that in perpetuity. Why? Because that's your state of being. There are plenty of people with money. They're not sober. It sucks to be you, bro. You're not in shape. You look in the mirror and you know how disgusting and deplorable, how embarrassing you are, because your body is a reflection of how you conduct yourself. It's a resume of your behavior. Yeah. What the fuck? Enlightened. I know myself. I know my creator. And I'm still sitting in deep spaces of reflection and meditation to deepen the degree of knowing myself and knowing my creator and knowing my creator's creation. Depth of experience. Right? Most of you are shallow. Yeah, you got the material, the money. For men, you might got a little bit of money. Makeup. Material. Put some shit on. Makeup. It's covering you up. But what the fuck are you? And how great of an experience is it to be you? Now I'm realizing niggas never had shit on me besides the money perception. But then once you evolve beyond the money, you realize I've been knew it was never on me. It was always in me. But you realize no matter how much people put on them, they could never have what is in certain people, what certain people are in them. So I'm like, alhamdulillah, I get to be me. And everybody's a bundle of potential. Everyone is a bundle of potential. But what is the extent and the range of your potential, and how far and to what extent are you actually actualizing that potential, manifesting that potential? Potential is a static, dormant capacity. To manifest the potential, to actualize, is the truth. So what is the potential with the person? And then what is the degree of actualization of said person? Like I said, man, most of y'all are only living to make sure you're not cold, wet, hungry, and maybe have an orgasm or two and repeat. You're a fucking animal, bro. So many of these loser ass niggas, bro, pride themselves on waking up and working out. Bro, that's not being a man. That's called being infrahuman, subhuman, bro. A real man is the mind, bro. And what is the mind? Wouldn't you love to know? It's a whole different discourse. Whatever you are, your world is yours. Pay attention to the degree of manifestation, of actualization. Pay attention to the range and extent of expression of a particular being. The range and extent of expressible talent. When I was in Hunter College, I had the opportunity to be on the basketball team. Coach Sheikh got a quote. Talent is displayed ability. Talent is displayed ability, to display the ability, not to theoretically possess the potential. So when you realize sober, fit, enlightened, and rich, authors, self-masters, no management, no bosses, no assistants, musicians, producers at high levels, bro. Now we look at the intelligence, the talent. Like I said, It sucks to be these people, bro. You have to become a character that is an inspiring example of human potential, a symbol of positive human potential. Most of you are blundering fucking idiots or basic fucking chimpanzees and baboons, bro. If we turned off the ability to comprehend the sounds you have been taught to make to communicate with one another, aka turn off the ability to understand your language, English, as you've been taught it, and we just observed you through the day without your ability to lie to us with words or warp perception with words or create personalization or with words, you do understand that most of your existences would just be simple primate bullshit. It would be very simple. It would just be like, oh, they wake up, they excrete, they feed, they forage for food in miscellaneous ways, they mate, or they fucking fornicate, or they fucking masturbate, and they repeat, and then they die. As I said, YWY, we are the ascendancy. We are becoming meta-human. We're not just what these individuals are, delusional, self-debilitating primates who have been taught how to speak English, so now they think that they're people. No. We're not just basic humans who, just go in society, have been taught to carry out a particular task and earn a certain degree of keep. No. We're well beyond all of that. We're doing all of that and more. Once you realize that thinking is synonymous with solving problems, and as I said earlier, the problems that y'all solve are so basic. How to get some food, foraging for food, finding a way to find an orgasm, sleeping, excreting, and not being cold and wet. Right. Basic problems. Those simple as problems. Fucking rats are doing that. Pigeons are doing that. Squirrels are doing that. Worms are doing that. Every other creature on this planet is doing exactly that same level of problem solving. But Sheikhy Chic is demystifying mysteries which most people will never even perceive, let alone wrestle with, and let alone, as I said, demystify. So what do you want to be on this planet? What do you want to be on this journey through time and space, in this spawn, in this incarnation of your life? Just want to live the same whack-ass life every day, the same redundant experiences every day, the same blunt, the same sensations? Or do you want to live a journey of fulfillment, a journey of becoming, a journey of experience, reflection, evolution? My greatest joy is bearing witness to Allah's creation. That's why I travel so much. That's why I like to see things, think about things. As I said, know myself, know my creator, and know its creation. Alhamdulillah, that is the greatest satisfaction. Whatever you want, your world is yours. Consider the vibrations raised. Evolution, only solution. Self-mastery, only success. He's proving how intelligent he is. And once you realize that incompetence is what's plaguing the world, because mental defect, mental inferiority, and all excuses are confessions of mental inferiority. It is what it is. So you would just want to make sure that you aren't so low IQ that you can't perceive how low IQ you are. And just how knowledge begins with that famous phrase by Socrates or whoever who said, I know that I know not. By acknowledging that you don't know, you are now open to the possibility of knowing more. Getting better at life begins with acknowledging that there are people who are better than you at life. Yeah, consider the vibrations raised.